Welcome to 9Honey, Kent. It's a privilege to speak with you. I want to ask about your experiences of working with Diana, Princess of Wales. She was the most photographed woman on the planet, but you came to know the person behind the camera. What was she like to you?
To me, she was very friendly, great sense of humour, lots of chats, a lot of personal chats. Sometimes she let information out to me that she wanted out in the public. There were, at times, some fractious moments, particularly with the holidays with the boys. But she understood that myself and the other guys on the newspapers had a job to do. She very much knew the difference between the paparazzi and the staff guys. But we had a lot of fun. I mean, she liked my Cockney accent, and we always had a little banter wherever we were. It was a working relationship, but a friendly one.
Why do you think Diana took such a liking to you? I mean, you mentioned your Cockney accent. Was it that, but something else?
I think because, to me, I mean, the royal family, they're human beings. And I had a vast experience of other aspects of newspaper coverage. I used to do all the A-list interviews in Hollywood. I went off to wars. I had British Press Photographer of the Year. So when I went into this, it was a natural thing to do. And as a result, she appreciated that.
What are the key moments from the life of Diana really stand out for you?
Well, I went everywhere with her. And one of the moments that does stand out, which is quite amusing, which she often laughed about afterwards, on her official trip to Egypt, one of the photocalls as such was she was to walk down and look at the pyramids. And I said to Ken Wolf, Ken, we needed a pose so we get her there with the two pyramids either side. He came back and said, Gavs, she doesn't want to do it. It's too chocolate-boxey. So I said, well, can I go over? Let me go over and talk to her. So he said, go and chat about it. So I went over, I said, ma'am, listen, those pyramids are one of the 7 wonders of the world, and you are the 8th. And she said, well, I can't refuse that, can I? And we got that beautiful picture laughing, looking with the pyramids either side. We, if you like, needed each other, but the story became so big, and it became even bigger when the story started to go wrong, this fairy tale. I mean, that day of that wedding was the most unbelievable thing that had happened in the country for so long. But little did we know that Diana wanted to call the wedding off the day before, and it was only her sister, Sarah, that said, it's too late now, duck, your face are on the tea towel. And when she went through with that, can you imagine how she felt that when she walked down the aisle, Camilla was 2 rows back from where she was walking. And I can remember the day of looking at those beautiful blue eyes underneath the veil and the sadness that was there. She was a lot happier, of course, when she left and when she saw the reaction of the crowd.
What are your memories of her death and that horrible experience and the funeral? You covered the funeral too?
I covered the funeral, yes. I was at Westminster Abbey. The day of the death, I got a call from Piers Morgan, who was then the editor of the Daily Mirror. And he said, Gavs, I need you to get to the office. Diana has been involved in a car crash. It took about 30, 40 minutes. By the time I got there, she had died. And Piers said to me, I want you to look at this. And all the computer screens were filled with a dreadful picture of her in the stairwell of the Mercedes with a little trickle of blood coming out. And he said, I'm killing every one of these pictures. They're not going to be seen anymore. I just want you to look at this. And he wiped them clean. And they never appeared, not only in the Daily Mirror, but in no UK publication. And then at the funeral, the most memorable moments, of course, with the boys walking. You can remember it all as if it was yesterday. And then Elton John singing Candle in the Wind. I mean, the whole thing was, you couldn't believe this fairy tale was going to end in such a tragic way.
You said before that there's never going to be anyone like Diana. Is that a shame that we're never going to see anyone who quite had the lasting effect she has had on the world? Her legacy really remains to this day.
I just think time has moved on, Natalie, and I don't know how that's the way that it's all set up now, whether it could happen. There is when you look at the royal family, there's so many problems going on there. I just don't see that moment in time can be relived, especially with a woman like that.